cool to be able to see Buddy. So I really want to thank Debbie for arranging this, making this all happen. She's just been great. So thank you.
I want to thank Chuck and Donna. They have been so supportive of the Wildlife Center. And really, you have been absolutely wonderful. They have always...
It's wildlife, we like it.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
So I'd like to introduce Raina Krasner. She is Buddy's trainer, and we are so excited to have her and Buddy with us today. Speaking of the Wildlife Center, I think probably as you were coming in, you may or may not have seen the bear cub statue. I think Raina's going to talk about that a little bit. But also we have some souvenir type things for eagles, and after you're finished, and if you get some photos with Buddy, if you want to shop, we are donating proceeds to the Wildlife Center for any of the sales today. So feel free to shop. We're going to turn it over to you. So let's see that.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry my voice is going, so I'm going to talk as loud as I can. If you can't hear me in the back, just let me know and I'll try and talk louder. But thank you everyone for coming today. We're so glad to be here. And of course, thank you Chuck and Donna for having us here and for all of your wonderful support. And of course, thank you Debbie for coordinating everything. I'm just here with the bird, that's all. So, just so I get a feel for where everyone is at with their knowledge of the Wildlife Center, can you raise your hand if you know nothing about the Wildlife Center? Okay, oh, that's exciting. Okay, so I can say whatever I want to you guys. So the rest of you, raise your hand if you're sort of familiar with the Wildlife Center. Okay, good. And those of you who's part of Critter Nation? Okay. All right, and then there's some weird in-betweens. Okay, wonderful. So for those of you who don't know, the Wildlife Center is a really special place here in Virginia. We're a hospital and an emergency room for native wild animals. So there's two really important words there. First word is native. So we only treat native animals that are native to Virginia. We don't treat invasive species. We don't treat exotic animals. We only treat native wildlife. And the second word is wild. So we don't treat pets. We only treat animals that are from the wild. And we have a we're a special place in that we are a center for wildlife rehabilitation, and we also have veterinarians on staff. So we're a nonprofit organization. We were founded in the 1970s, and we treat about between 2,600 and 3,000 animals every year. And we are nonprofit, so that means we're completely run on donations like you all made today to come here. And we don't get any government support, not associated with any agencies. It's all on the kindness and the generosity of our supporters. So we're very thankful for that. On that note, I want to point out that Donna had mentioned the bear cub statue over there. It's over by the food and refreshments, and one of our big campaigns currently is we're trying to build an enclosure for we currently have 14 bear cubs. And so we have a lot. And to give you a reference point, in all of last year, we admitted 17 black bears. So we're not even close to being done with this year, and we're already close to breaking our record. And last year was a record for us. 17 was more than we had admitted at any other time since the center was founded. So we're on the path to breaking another record. And we really need everyone's help. Just your word of mouth. If you can donate, that's wonderful. I know Debbie has set up some little cards you can fill out if you are interested in donating. I'm not pushing, but if you're interested in donating now or at a later date, we're very thankful for that. We have a goal of about 140,000, and I think we're a little over 30. Do you know the most recent number?
The last I heard was over 31,000.
Okay, so we're just over 31,000, so we still have a ways to go, and any amount helps. And we're very thankful for every donation. And of course, the bear cubs are thankful for every donation. Has anyone been to our critter cam? Okay, a lot of you. Okay, so the critter cam is, we have cameras in some of our patient enclosures. So as animals are being treated and rehabilitated, we have cameras on them so people from all over can watch them. And right now, everyone who watches the critter cam has the pleasure of seeing our bear cubs. So we have 8 in one enclosure and 6 in another. And you can watch them on camera, and don't do it if you have an important job. Like if you're an air traffic controller, don't do it. But if you have some time at your desk, please check out the bear cubs because they're so much fun to watch. I mean, it's my job, so I'm lucky that I can watch them for good portions of the day and just talk about them and think about them. But I don't get a lot done when I do that, because they're just very playful, and they're at that stage where a lot of them came from different situations. Some of them, their mothers had abandoned them for one reason or another. Some of them, there's Sal, the mother was hit by a car. So they all have different stories, and we do have all of their stories on our website at wildlifecenter.org. You can learn about each cub that you're watching. It's a little difficult to tell each one apart, but you can do it. And they all have really interesting stories, and they're a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to read about. And yeah, so that's our bear cubs. Hello. Okay, so aside from treating bear cubs, we do treat other animals. We treat all animals, with a few exceptions. We treat really small animals like white-footed mice and hummingbirds, and very large animals like black bears and bald eagles and bobcats and everything in between. The only animals we don't treat are venomous snakes, because we're not equipped for that. We don't treat adult deer because they do very poorly in captivity. And we don't treat raccoons or skunks. Does anybody know why?
Rabies.
This is a trick question. It's not rabies. Yes, they have a type of roundworm. This is a trick question. Everyone stumbles on this. They think it's rabies, but we treat rabies vector species. We don't treat raccoons or skunks because they carry something called Balis ascaris. It's a roundworm, and it's very difficult to kill, and it's a big problem if humans get it. It comes out in their feces, and it's a big problem if it gets into humans somehow, because there's not really a way to treat it. So we don't treat them inside the building. We'll give them immediate care and then transfer them away. But other than that, we treat all animals that could possibly come to the Wildlife Center from the state of Virginia. And as I mentioned, that's usually over 2,600 animals every year. That's a good amount of animals. We have veterinarians on staff. We have 3 staff veterinarians. We have 2 permanent wildlife rehabilitators. So in Virginia, you do need to be a permanent rehabber to take care of wild animals, and we have 2 on staff. And one of them just also happens to be a veterinarian. So we're very well staffed, and that makes us different from a lot of other rehabbers throughout the state, because you do need to work with a vet if you're a wildlife rehabilitator, but you don't need to have a vet in-house. So we have veterinarians in-house that are right there, that are doing the hands-on immediate care for these animals, which makes us an emergency room for them. So we have people, a lot of times people don't know that the Wildlife Center is open 7 days a week, and we have a vet on call. So now, don't call in the middle of the night if you found a baby bunny in your yard, because she'll kill me if I tell you to do that. But you can. But if you find an animal that's after hours, that's injured, you can call the Wildlife Center. You can bring animals in on the weekend. Mondays are usually our busiest day because people think we're not open on Saturday and Sunday, so they bring all the animals in on Monday. But we're open on the weekends. We're a hospital. We have to take care of the animals anyway, so we're there. So if you find an injured animal, please do contact the Wildlife Center. If we're not the closest wildlife rehabilitator to you or to the animal, we will help you figure out the right person to take care of that animal. We have connections with rehabbers throughout the state, and we also have a very strong core of volunteer transporters. So if you're unwilling or unable to drive an animal from Virginia Beach to, Waynesboro, then we have somebody else that can do that for you. We have volunteers who we're very thankful for. And if anyone is interested in becoming a volunteer transporter, your miles are tax deductible, which is a bonus, but you also get to transport really cool animals. And sometimes that means you get to release really cool animals. So that's just something, if you're interested, you can always contact the Wildlife Center.